Well, hello again. After a short little break, we're back at it again. Welcome to the Butler Show. My name is Tom, and I hope everybody liked the first 7 videos that we put up. I kind of dubbed that Season 1. So this is the start of Season 2, in layman's terms. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everybody's doing pretty good, getting through life, and taking care of each other. So I got a couple things I like to talk about. If anybody here is new, this is a podcast where I just sit down, either by myself or with somebody else, and we talk and discuss a variety of topics or things that are on people's minds, and we just kind of have fun with it. It's literally just me and my camera and my microphone right here. You can see. I'm not going to touch it too much. And we just sit down and we have conversations about stuff, anywhere from personal hobbies and interests to concerns, stories of the past, really anything that comes to mind. Sometimes I can't get people here, so like today, it's going to be just me talking about a few topics that have crossed my mind over the past some time now. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I hope everybody's doing well. Some people have asked me. I got a bunch of notes here. I'm not going to show you, obviously. If I will show you this, I was going to show it later, but I'll do it now. If you want to follow on all the social media and all the stuff that's involved, you just go to these things right here. Boop. I don't have all the fancy equipment to link all this shit up. I don't know how to really do any of that crap. Again, I'm not that too technically savvy, but if you want to follow all the stuff that I put up, go here. You'll get updates, photos. I haven't done any behind the scenes stuff yet, but if you want to follow it, here you go. Have at it. Okay. So, people ask me, why did I start one? Why did I start a podcast? Well, a long time ago, when I was probably about 19 or 20, I was interested in being on radio, being like a radio broadcaster. That was like my dream job after I got out of high school. And it's a hard business to get into. A lot of people start as interns, from my understanding, and they just work at a radio station, a local one, for free, and they kind of work their way up through the ladder. Well, at the time, I was wanting money. Like, I need money to eat and to live, to buy things I like to own, or buy things that I need. And you hear these radio broadcasters who are making, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. Hold on, I have to burp. Excuse me. Hundreds of $1,000s a year. And it's like, yeah, because they worked their way up to that. They made a bunch of money now, but you don't know that they've worked for free for like 5 or 10 years until they were able to actually get paychecks from the studio, from the radio station. So I thought about it, and then it kind of got pushed on the wayside. And with all the crazy shit that I've experienced in my life, I'll talk to these kids at my work, a lot younger than I am, and I'll offer advice, either relationships or money, or just in life in general. And some of them have said, you should start a podcast. So that's what I did. It's still a work in progress. It's still very homegrown, if that makes any sense. I don't have any crazy sponsors. I don't really think it's going to get that big where it's huge. This is more of just a passionate hobby. So I thought about being on the radio when I was a kid, but things didn't happen. And through the course of technology advancing, and anybody who's got like an internet connection can now basically start their own show. And some of the people at my work that I talked to, they were like, you should start your own show. So I thought about it for a couple weeks, and I have a fuck ton of shit to say, or advice, or stories, or crazy times, or bad times, and all of it in between. And I know a lot of people who love having conversations about stuff that are interesting to them, or very passionate about. And I was like, you know what? I got a half-assed decent camera. I can get a good microphone. So I started this right here. So I hope everything's going well. Everything seems to be going well. It's very stressful, to say the least. The work involved behind this thing, you think you just set up a camera and you just hit record and then you upload. That's the fun part. Like this right here. This is the fun part. This is where I can talk. And if I have somebody here, they can chat. And we can go back and forth and share ideas and different opinions and advice, anything in between. And that's the fun part. But all the shit behind the scenes, where it comes to social media, where it comes to uploading the video that takes, 2 hours to upload, depending on the size, and the taking the photos and the advertising, or the not the advertising, but the photos of like, all right, show's coming up, and then all right, the show's here, and then stay tuned for the next show, and all that. It's a lot of work. I don't do any editing. I do have a computer, but I don't have any editing software where I can add music. And then, of course, if you get into music, you got to do all the copywriting, all the copyright stuff. I don't have any of the editing. It's just me with a camera and a decent microphone so you can hear me. So I don't sound like, I'm in a tunnel. You can actually hear pretty good what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of work involved in getting a show like this, especially starting off. Trying to get the word out there. Right now I'm just bombarding people I know about the show, and I haven't really gotten that big yet. I wouldn't mind getting that big, but I'm not in it for money. It's a big thing. I'm not really in it for money. We're just having fun. We're just out there getting our opinions or views out and kind of collaborating with other people who, if they share the same views, great. If they have a different opinion about something, then you learn something and then you move on from that. And it's different viewpoints. And that's kind of what I started off doing, or wanting to get to, is, if let me use an example here. If I use the example of Ford and Chevy vehicles, just an example, not bashing either one, at least not now anyways, but just using that as an example. If I'm a Ford guy and I hate Chevys, or the other way, I'm a GMC guy and I hate Fords, then we could kind of talk about it and discuss it. Why we don't like the other ones, or why we like ours more. But then we could share the idea of, why do you think yours is better? And we can kind of see where the other party is. We may disagree, but at least I know what you're thinking and where you're coming from. Why I think, for example, that Ford's better than GMC. And I could see where you're coming from of why you think GMC is better than Ford. For me personally, I'm a Toyota guy, so I just use that as an example. But like the topics, with all the crazy shit that's going on in the world right now, there is a ton of different topics and opinions going on. And it doesn't necessarily always have to be political. I know that's every time you turn on the news, it's out there. It's on the news, talking about taxes or Joe Biden or Obama or Trump or the vaccine and then the COVID, and right now they're talking about grooming your kids in schools, the LGBTQ A plus. I think that's all of them. But that community, and the hot topic right now is grooming kids in schools. You know, talking about things like that would be interesting. You may learn some things if you oppose it or you are with it. Getting your opinion out and just discussing different topics, things of that nature. And it doesn't necessarily have to be political. It could be things that you're interested in. I got a couple things that I'm going to talk about that I'm interested in, and on this show. And, you know, it's going to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be a political show. It could be about anything. What do you like? Cars? You like, video games? What kind of movies? Music? Anything in general. You could discuss things you like, or things that piss you off, or things that upset you, or things you're working towards, or you could share things from your life of past encounters or hurdles in your life that you overcame, and you can share that with other people who may be experiencing that right now and offer advice to them of what they should do or what you suggest for them to do. So I'm always trying to work on getting people in. There's better, how do I want to phrase this? Sometimes it's great and I have luck with it, and sometimes I don't. A lot of the people that I would like to have on have not been on yet. I had a few people on, which were good. I'd like to have them on again. And there's a lot of other people who I would love to have on, but they haven't been on because of work scheduling or school, or they're just busy taking care of the kids. Well, you know how life gets. I need a haircut. I know it's a little funky right now. Just bear with me. I was going to wear the hat during the show. The hat is nearby. I was going to wear the hat. But I don't want to wear the hat right now. So bear with me when it comes to my hair. I need a haircut. I need to wash it. I need to do the whole thing. So I hope everybody's doing well. I got some stories for you. Hold on, I got another burp coming in. Excuse me. Anybody who's curious of what I am drinking on the show today, I got my Blockbuster mug, and I got some Dr. Pepper. Can you see that? Yep, got some Dr. Pepper in here today. That's what I'm drinking today. All you kids who was born probably after the year of 2000 probably don't know what the fuck this is, but anybody my age who was born in the 80s know exactly what the fuck this is. It was the hangout place. It was awesome and great. So, anybody who's curious where I got this, I got it off eBay. It was like $10. So, I'm drinking some Dr. Pepper out of my Blockbuster mug. On the other side, it says this. If you're curious about what the other side says, here's the front, here's the back. I'm a righty, so if you see this, but that looks boring. Let's do this side. That side's a little bit better. So one of the topics I want to talk about is I want to talk about cell phones at concerts. I went to one of my favorite bands came to town last Tuesday. And I went and saw them for the 6th time. The band is called 311. Most people my age will at least have heard of them. Anybody who's older than my age probably has not, and anybody younger probably has not either. They are a band from Omaha, Nebraska. Yes. And they've been around in the 90s. They've been around in the early 2000s, in the late 2000s. They're still around, and I'm a fan of them. And I went to their show. Haven't missed a show since 2007, and I had a great time. Took tons of photos. I met one of the band members. His name is S.A. Martinez. Pretty cool guy. I got photos up of him. Pretty cool guy. I was able to meet one of them. I always like meeting the band. And one thing that I noticed is that my age group, when we go to concerts, it's not like it was when we were younger. When we were younger, we would party, hands up in the air, screaming and jumping and hollering and pushing and shoving and crowd surfing and the whole thing. That happened a little bit at my show, which was nice. But that's what you go there to do. If your favorite band is up on stage and they're singing and they're playing your favorite song, you got to jump and sing and holler and yell and scream, woo, yeah, the whole thing. The thing that pisses me off is all these kids, the kids now, usually they're about 18, 19 years old and younger. We had a few at the show that their parents actually was like, here, listen to this. You need to listen to this. Proper parenting of passing good music down that we listen to down to the kids. So there is a little bit of hope for the future. They all don't listen to bullshit. We do try to shove some decent songs at these kids, and it catches hold of them. But the people that really piss me off at these shows are the ones that record every fucking song. All right? Now, when I go to a show, I'm screaming, I'm hollering, I'm yelling. I'll pull the camera out, and I'll take some photos, try to get some good angles, and, take some photos and put my phone in my pocket and continue with the show. It depends on the show, but if it's one of those jumping around, waving your arms in the air kind of thing, then I'll take a few little photos, and then I'll put the camera back in my pocket. Or my phone. Whatever. It does everything now. There was people at my show who literally, this is my old phone. The new one is recording this right now, but this is my old iPhone. They literally just stood there and just recorded the whole show. They recorded the entire thing. Or in segments or whatever. And I'm over here like, I'll pull it out. I'll take some photos. Click, 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 click. If they play one of my favorite songs, maybe I'll record it. But 99% of the time, take some photos. I put that shit back in my pocket. Go boop. And then I enjoy the show. I'm there to enjoy the show. I'm not there to record it, preserve it in fucking history. I'm there to enjoy the show. So I had some people standing next to me. Not a bunch, but a couple of them. They'd get their phones out. Oh, that's my song. And they record it and stuff. And they take some photos and they put it back. And then put it back in their pocket. And then there was others that would just sit there and just record like 3 or 4 songs. And I'm like, put you over here. I'm like, no, I'm here. For me, I am here to enjoy the show. I'm not Snapchatting it. I'm not Facebooking Live-ing it. Instagram Live-ing it. Twitching it. Streaming it. Whatever else is out there. Discording it. I don't even know what the fuck that is. I know kind of about it. Another media platform. I'm not doing any of that shit at a show. I paid $45 fucking dollars to enjoy the show. I'm going to enjoy the show. I'll take some photos, try to get some autographs after the show or before. I'll try to meet one of the singers or the guitarist or the drummer or whoever. But I'm not going to record every song. I'm not going to Snapchat the whole fucking thing. Ooh, that was a good burp. So, just something that has caught my lighting changes when I do that. Whatever, phone. What if I do this? Boop. Is that a little bit better? So, just something that crosses my mind when I'm at a show. I don't mind people who take photos or videos, a little bit here, a little bit there. But it pisses me off when a lot of people just live on their phones. They just live on the Snapchats. They just live on the Facebooks. I gotta stream this whole goddamn show. I'm not going to enjoy the show through my phone. I'm going to put the phone down and actually enjoy the show. So just one thing that kind of pisses me off a little bit from time to time. Something that happened lately that I was like, this is dumb. I am glad I'm part of the generation that uses their phone as a tool more than I live on the phone. Because I've noticed a lot of people will pull their phone out and they'll use it. This is my old phone. This is my screen, my wallpaper on my old phone. My new phone has the exact same one. Guess you could say I am a fan of the Scarface movie. I'm not sure if you've seen it already or not, but I do have a big ass poster of Scarface hanging up in my living room right now. If you haven't seen it, hold on, because I'm going to show you now, because I feel like I have to. You see that? It's right above one of my speakers. So, put you back down here. There you go. Everybody good? Everybody good? Okay. Boop. So, people live on these goddamn things, okay? I understand, and I'm glad I am from this generation that treats these things more like a tool, okay? If I need to look up something, I got it. If I need to waste some 10, 15 minutes at work, on my break or lunch, and I want to see some videos, or you want to watch one of these things, then that's fine. I get it. But my generation has the ability to look up Google Maps on this and try to figure out where the fuck this restaurant is that somebody told me about. And then once I do that, I can put it the fuck away. I can put it down. I don't need to be refreshing Facebook and Instagram and switch to Facebook, then to Snapchat. And then I got some WhatsApp messages. And now I gotta check these messages. I gotta check TikTok. Now I gotta check Switch, what the fuck it's called. Discord, gotta check that. There's another one. I got some Tinder likes. Gotta get the Tinders. Hold on, I gotta right swipe these Tinders. No, I use mine, and my butler, Maggie, uses hers as a tool. If I want to look up something, I was like, what the fuck is that song I heard? Then you can look it up and find the song, save it for later, and then put the phone down. I am glad. I feel like I'm part of the generation that can do that. Look up stuff if it's important, or look up stuff for the news, which is fine. You can look up shit, fuck around on Facebook for a little bit, fuck around on Instagram for a little bit, but then you just put it away. Just put it the fuck away. Put it in your pocket. Don't check it for a couple hours. I know that's scary for some of the younger generations, but it's okay. So I wasn't planning on that one, but that's just something that kind of led from the cell phones at concerts. I'm glad that my generation of people, I was born in 87, so I feel like if you want to be a 90s child, one of the requirements of being a true 90s baby is you have to be born before the 90s. Maggie and I have discussed this quite often. If you really want to be, oh, the 90s was the greatest generation, or the greatest time to be alive, just because of all the music and the movies and the TV shows, everything was fucking awesome. Yes, it was. But one of the requirements, because people like to kind of lump themselves up, oh, I was born in 99, so I'm a 90s baby. No. I was born in 87. I was 3 or 4. 2 or 3, sorry. I was 2 or 3 when the 90s officially kicked the fuck off. And, yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10, we lived it. You know? So, that wasn't on the list either. I got some topics. I wasn't just going on small tangents here. So that's my opinion. That is Maggie's opinion, and you can talk to anybody who was born in the 80s, who lived the 90s as a child, will probably agree. One thing I got that I made a little note about here, I got a new light. Now you may be asking yourself, the hell do you mean you got a new light? I have a new light. I was watching other channels, and I've noticed, kind of take some notes about how they do stuff on other channels. And I've noticed that one of the channels that I was watching had some ambient lighting. Now, I live in a somewhat small apartment, so I'm limited on my space and things I can do. But one thing that I decided to do was I decided to get one of these. Boop. I got one of these color-changing LED light bulbs. I know some people on other channels who have it like an elaborate setup, multiple bulbs, lighting, hundreds of dollars of equipment. I don't have that. But I did get this $10 light bulb that sets the mood and changes. And it doesn't just change to these two colors. I can go all over the place. I can get some red. If I'm angry, it's orange. You got some yellow. It has some different reactions to the camera. I'm not sure if it's going to pick that up, but I can see it on here. How it kind of flitters here. And I got, what is this? Like a purplish, pinkish. I got green, got blue, teal, I guess is what that is, and it's another pinkish purple. So here's the first one, here's the second one. There's a difference. They're both pink purple to me. So I recently got this, and of course it's got like a normal light. I can dim it, which is what it was set at when we started the show. And of course I got a soft white, I think is what it's called. It's got different settings where it kind of like fades in and out. This one's like it just blinks, changes on its own. If I want to throw a party, all you do is hit the button again and it does it a little bit faster. I got this button that kind of fades in and out. Is this the fade one? Yeah, it just goes off, then it comes back on. And it goes through the cycles. And then of course I got this one where it doesn't actually dim and then brighten. It just goes through the colors. So something that I thought I would use on the show. Just thought I'd kind of show it off here on this one. I'm not exactly sure what show or when or what time and all that stuff, but even if I don't use it during the show, I think it's kind of cool. So, especially since I can dim it. Came with a little remote too. Don't have to get on my phone and connect to the Wi-Fi and... Where's my pen? Connect to the Wi-Fi and connect to Alexa Home and Google Home and connect to all that crazy shit. It's like, no, I have a remote. I'm trying to simplify everything. I have a remote. I hit a button. The light changes. That's it. If I'm a little blue today, I just hit blue. If I'm angry, I hit red. If I'm if it's St. Patrick's Day, it can be green. If I'm just kind of blah, it can be like one of these. But normally I just kind of use it as a dimmer. It's not so bright. So, just something I got yesterday at the store. That was kind of nice. So, I got another topic to talk about here. This may be a little sensitive for some of you people here, because I would have to say half my coworkers at work have one of these. I do not have one of these, so this is going to be kind of funny. And I don't mean to bash anybody in particular, but I will make fun of you people. Smart watches versus old school watches. Now, when I say old school watches, I got all my watches sitting here. We're going to talk about this for a moment here. Let's use the one that Maggie got me. The first one. The first fancy watch. The first birthday gift that she ever got me was this guy right here. Michael Kors watch. Very fancy. Very nice. So I'll use him as a reference. I don't have a smartwatch, but you know what they are. And we're going to talk about it for a moment. I have been lately getting into my watch collection. I recently kind of got all my watches together at my mom's house, because that's where some of my stuff is at. A lot of watches that I own, I do not wear anymore. You can't see this because of the microphone, so I will move you for a moment. Ta-da! I have a bunch of different watches I've collected over the years. I've got that one, and then I've got this one. I am wearing some of them, and I got some of them out, so if you see them, like, we only have 3. Well, yeah, because I took one out, and I'm wearing one. So, bear with me here. But I, lately, have been kind of getting into my watches again. It comes and goes. So I got a big case for it lately, and I got all my watches. And I like them. I'll kind of go through just a couple of them here. I got some that I wear at work. Some of these work, some of these don't. Like this one. It was like one of the first watches that I bought when I started working at Target. I got this one. The time's wrong on him. Is it? It's not too bad. He's just a few minutes behind. And then I like watches that I had as a kid. Let's see here. Like I'm a huge Jurassic Park fan. A while back, when I was a kid, Burger King would sell Jurassic Park watches as a toy. Here's one as an example. It looks like this. All you 90s kids would probably recognize this, but all you younger people are like, what the fuck is this? It's a Jurassic Park watch that Burger King would sell as a toy. And if you hit the little lever, it would flop open like this. It would go boop, and there's a little T-Rex on the inside. And if there's a battery in it, it would tell you the time. Some of these need new batteries. So I had those as a kid. I've recently bought some. I bought this guy. Okay. We get over to the fancy watches, because I got like my fancy watch collection. First of all, reference here. You know the one that Butler got me. I like the Michael Kors and Fossil watches. You can get really nuts with watches in general. Like Rolexes and Philippe something. It's like Philippe, it's like 3 words, Philippe Picard. I don't know. Just look up fancy watches. I got some Fossil ones. Didn't break the bank, but still look pretty nice. I got one in the shop. I'll tell you that story here. I got this one. It's a white one. Let's see. Here's another Michael Kors one. This is the one I wear at work. Boop. I wear this one at work. And the one I'm currently wearing right now is this one. For anybody who's curious of what I wear right now, this one's like super fancy. You can kind of tell. Not sure if you'll be able to tell this, but it actually has like a window in the back where you can see the inner workings. It's out of focus, but there's stuff that moves in there. Just take my advice. There's things that move in there. I don't wear him at work because he is a mechanically wound watch. He's very sensitive, so I don't want to get him all banged up. Now this one, I wear him at work because I got him pretty cheap. I got him pretty cheap online, and I don't wear him at work because this is the one that Butler got me. So don't worry, we'll get to the smartwatches here in a second. I'm just kind of going through some watches here. So I'm going to use this one as a reference point. Okay, so here's a small story before we get to the main topic. Let's close some shit here. So this is one of these shows where I'm going to talk about things that I enjoy. So I bought a watch off eBay, and I want you to let me know if you've ever heard of a story like this. So I was getting into my watches. I was starting to get more Michael Kors watches. Say what you want about them. I know they're not the top of the line, like Rolex or they're all like French watches, French name watches, $10,000 watches. I don't have a budget for that. What I do have a budget for, like $100 or $200 watches. Hence why I like Michael Kors watches. Boop. But I bought a Fossil watch. It looks like this, except it has a blue face. It's like a dark blue face. And I bought it off eBay. Okay? And he was $40. Nothing crazy. And I ordered this watch. Paid the guy. I thought, okay, it's gonna be here in about 5 to 7 business days. Hold on, I'm getting hot. Okay. Yes, I got a Hollister shirt on today. I'm not really going out much today. I don't have my fancy clothes. Laundry's coming up. There's just Hollister. So I bought a watch off of eBay. $40. Looks kind of like that. Hold on, I got people yelling outside, being loud outside my apartment. Are they gone? Sounds like they're gone. Anyways. Maybe I need to grab my gun. Excuse me 1 second, please. Here. Look at the raccoon for a moment. Watch the raccoon. That's Rascal. Anybody who is, anybody who knows who Rascal and Kevin. This is Rascal and Kevin. I talk about them from time to time. Rascal and Kevin, they're going to hold the show down. Be right back. Okay. I'm back. Oh, God. Son of a bitch. Okay. See? It's all... We just keep everything in there. All the mistakes and everything. You guys want to sit there for the rest of the show? You guys can sit there for the rest of the show. Excuse me real fast. Pardon me for a second. Okay. When I hear strange noises outside my apartment, I quickly grab my gun. I am a gun guy. That's a different show, a different time. But when I hear strange noises outside my apartment, I want to make sure I am covered. My gun is never too far out of reach. So, ain't that right, you guys? This is Rascal, this is Kevin, this is the stuffies that Maggie and I sleep with every night. One night I'll get Rascal, she'll get Kevin, the next night we'll switch, and we just have our little stuffies with us. Fuck off. I got my gun here in case somebody tries to kick open my front door in the middle of the day. For all you gun people who want to know what this is a Ruger 1911, 45 ACP, and I got hollow points in it. For all you people who are nosy. So, it's another day, another time. So, I went and ordered a watch online. Paid for it. Everything's good. So, the next day I ordered the watch. I'm looking at my emails. I like to order stuff on a Sunday because then I know the following day all the transactions usually have already gone through, and I can see that it's been shipped. Instead of ordering something on Sunday, ordering something on Saturday, Sunday they can process everything but nothing's been shipped, and then Monday it's finally shipped. I just order it on Sunday, and Monday everything's done, and I just wait for it in the mail. That's the that is the normal that's the normal way of how I order stuff online, because I don't like waiting. That's normally what I end up doing. Well, I ordered this watch. Boop, boop. This is not the one I ordered, but I'm just using it as a stand-in. I ordered that watch, and I got a message back on eBay that says it has been refunded. I read the email, and the guy who sent it to me, he says that the watch that he advertised did not work. So he refunded me the purchase. I said, okay, that's fine. But he still ended up sending me the watch in the mail. I'm like, what? What the fuck's going on here? I get the watch 5 to 7 days later. And it's the watch that that I was trying to buy. And I did. He refunded the purchase, but he still sent the item. And I thought it was kind of odd. So I asked around, people at work, if they've ever experienced something like this. And they all thought it was kind of odd. So I got it, and I sent it off to, there's a place in the mall that repairs watches. They didn't know what the fuck was wrong with it. So they sent it to a place in Oklahoma City. So sometime soon, that was about 2 to 3 weeks ago, they said in about 3 to 4 weeks, it'll be back, and they'll be able to tell me what happened and what was wrong with it and fix it. But it was just kind of odd. Just a little side story. It should be back sometime soon. And of course, you've already seen it. It has a blue face. So, and of course, I just keep ordering watches. It's a little side story. So here's the main one. Smartwatches. I don't get it. Okay? So, smartwatches to me don't make sense. Because it's like you can check your phone on your watch. And my mentality is, why would I need to look at my phone via my watch when I can literally just like look at my phone? Instead of doing this I can do this. It does not make any sense to me. And it seems like it's a big fucking hassle. Because of the fact that you gotta charge it every night. As if you got enough shit you gotta charge at night. I gotta charge my phone. Then I gotta charge my smartwatch. Then I gotta charge my wireless remotes from my PlayStation or my Xbox. Then I gotta charge my Bluetooth speaker because I use it every day. And I gotta charge whatever fuck else. My vacuum cleaner. Can you believe that there are there are wireless vacuum cleaners, which sounds great, but you gotta charge it. And then of course they're pushing the electric car shit right now. So you gotta charge your electric car. There's so much charging. So much fucking charging. And then God knows whatever else is on QVC that my girlfriend watches that also needs charging. I don't play that fucking game. I just want my phone charged and that's it. That's it. Everything else doesn't need to be charged. You can put batteries in it, that's fine, but everything doesn't need to be recharged. Gotta recharge my iPad, and then my iPod, and then I gotta charge my laptop, and then I gotta charge, and let's say I got 2 tablets, one for me and one for the kids, and I gotta charge the one for the kids, then I gotta charge my car. God damn it, if I forget to charge that fucking car. I gotta charge my phone. Then I gotta charge my watch. Then I gotta charge my vacuum. Then I gotta charge my controllers. Then I gotta recharge my shaver. Because I know some people got the rechargeable. You just put it on the thing. It's easy. Just put it on the thing. It's like, right. What happens if you forget? What happens if you forget to do that? So, all this charging shit doesn't make any sense to me. And I like my old school watches. Boop, boop, boop. I like my old school watches. Because all they do is just tell the fucking time. It's it. They just tell the time. They look nice. Some of them give you the dates. And that's it. That's all you have. You don't have to recharge it. You don't have to do nothing. It just tells you the fucking time. They also look really nice. Everybody who's got the little smart watches, it's just a little cube on their wrist. But if I'm at a fancy dinner, or I take my girlfriend to a fancy dinner, or I have Christmas dinner with her family, or I just want to dress up nice. Everybody's seen 1,000 fucking smartwatches. And how often do you see watches like this? It looks nice. It's very fancy. Very fancy. This is good in here. It's very fancy. It's very nice. I don't have to worry about charging it. This one is the only one where I have to mechanically wind it. And the wind lasts like 2 days. And to mechanically wind it, it takes literally like 30 seconds. I don't have to worry about charging it. I don't have to worry about like checking it. I gotta check, oh, my kid messaged me. Or, oh, my girlfriend or my wife messaged me. Or, oh, I got an email. Oh, I gotta, hold on, somebody texted me. I'm like, motherfucker, just get your phone out. I'm not gonna spend $500 on this goddamn thing. You already spent God knows how much on these, and now you're gonna spend $500 on these? That doesn't make any logical sense to me. Now, if you want to have a smartwatch, go at it. I don't care. It's none of my business. I just don't get it. And the big thing about this is you can't pass that shit down. So I have this, I've shown it a couple times. I have this fancy watch. If my girlfriend and I, when we get married and we decide to have kids, and our kids grow up, I can pass this down to my children. I can. I can pass this down to my kids. And they can know that this is dad's favorite watch. Technically it's the one that Butler got me. This watch. I can pass this down to my kids. The smartwatches? What are you gonna pass that down to your kids? Because what sounds better on paper? Excuse me, guys. I got all my watches here. What is a watch I can use as a smartwatch? I'll use this one. Let's say this guy is a smartwatch. He needs a battery. But that's really it. I think he's sized correctly. Let's say he's a smartwatch. Smartwatch in this situation or fancy watch. What sounds better? Because I don't have a smartwatch. Here is your dad's smartwatch. Passing it on to you. Now, you have to charge it, which I'm sure all the kids nowadays are used to charging all their shit. But the big hurdle is, first of all, it has no style. It's not unique. It doesn't have like that one of a kind feel. You hand that off to your kid, and they'll look at it and be like, all right, that's cool. And then they put it in their drawer and they never see it again. This is your dad's smartwatch. Here you go, son. This is a watch that I've worn and answered so many text messages and emails and blah, blah, blah bullshit. Thanks, Dad. And they just shove it in their drawer and they never touch it again. Because, you know, a smartwatch, who knows how long that's going to last. And I don't mean as far as like, you know, how long it's going to last as far as quality. But like, you know, when you got to update the iOS system on your fucking phone, your phones last maybe 4 or 5 years before you got to get a new one. What the hell's going to happen with the smartwatch? Like, about time that you pass your smartwatch down to your kids, they're going to be on like iOS 30 or something, and this smartwatch is not going to be compatible with their device because you got the 15 or you've got the 17 or whatever they're at, and it's so old it's not going to link up with their new iPhone 40 or iPhone, where are they at now? I got the 12. I think they're at 13 or 14. So let's say 25. You think your old iWatch is going to link up with their new iPhone 25? Now what sounds better? That, where your iOS service is so out of date on your watch that your kid's not even going to be able to use it. Or this. This is the watch that your mother got me. This is the watch that she got me for my first birthday with her together. I wanted a fancier, better watch. I wanted to go from this watch, which is digital, to an analog watch like this. Whoops, excuse you. This. Okay? A little bit of an upgrade. What sounds better? The smartwatch or this is the watch that your mother gave me. This is the watch that I wore when we were together, boyfriend and girlfriend. This is the watch that I wore when we went to all the fancy dinners. And we had a lot of wonderful times together. This is the watch that I wore for Christmas dinner until we got married. This is the watch I wore at the wedding. This is the watch I wore to the ceremony when your mother and I was up there at the podium or the stage or the fucking whatever it's called, and we got married. This is the watch that I wore. This is the watch where we spent wonderful nights walking around downtown. And this is the watch that she got me. And this is the watch that your mother and I, we had a lot of wonderful times together. This is the one that I wore. And now I'm passing it on to you. Now what sounds better on paper to me? The watch that will not update to your new iOS device because it may be too old and you'd have to run out and buy a new one. I'm sure there's ways that you can update your iOS on your smartwatch, but I know there's a point where they just kind of stop and you just got to get a new one. What sounds better? This is just a stand-in. A smartwatch that you're not going to be able to pass down, or the watch that I wore when I married your mother. And all it does is tell time. It's super fancy. Tells the time, tells the date. You wear a nice button-up shirt. You slap one of these things on your wrist. You're golden, man. So, just something that kind of crossed my mind a couple weeks ago when I was ordering some nice watches online. And why? I mean, people want to wear their smartwatches. That's fine. If they want to wear them, have at it. But to me, old school watches they're not hard to find, but they're never out of style. They're never, it's never like a fad. This style of watch, some people like that style, some people don't. Some people like smaller watches. Some people like big, fancy ones. Some people like ones that matches their outfit, so they got different watches for different outfits. Kind of like what I do a little bit. What sounds better? A smartwatch that you wouldn't be able to update because it's too old? Or the watch that can literally pass down to your kids, and they know the history, and they see the history, and they feel the history of that watch. And all it does is just tell time. So, what sounds better? So that was kind of like my tangent. I had to get that off my chest. I was trying to figure out what to talk about. I wrote that down a couple of weeks ago. Something that crossed my mind. So, yeah. I've been on here for about an hour just blabbing. So, I'm going to wrap this up now because I've been talking for an hour. If you've been on here this long, thank you. Hold on. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, follow all the stuff. We'll get to that one more time before we leave. I don't know. It's kind of odd to say that. I just make videos, and if you like them, great. If you don't, that's fine too. Got my notes down here. What are you going to look forward to in Season 2? Well, I would like to have more people on the show. I would like to have more people come on and talk about anything they would like to talk about. Anything from hobbies. We've already kind of discussed this. Hobbies, interests, things that you like to talk about, things that may upset you, things that you may like. That's kind of really it. I know that's a huge, broad spectrum. And talk about like what you're going through, good or bad. If you want to talk about that, talk about Excuse me. There you go. Didn't talk about, Rascal, are you going to stay up? Kevin? Stay. Okay. Didn't talk about, things that you like, things you don't like, favorite foods. If you like to cook, talk about cooking. You got some recipes, share some recipes. Or not, you don't have to, I don't care. Talk about things you've heard in the news. Talk about things you've heard on the radio. You know, talk about really anything you like to. I want to try to have more guests. And another thing is, I wrote down quality over quantity. Having it once a week is kind of in the middle. It's good because, from my understanding and talking to people who do this all the time, if you want to grow an audience, it's good to have them once a week. But I also don't want to just, produce trash. I want to bring people on more instead of me just talking here. I want to bring people on more so they can share ideas. And it may not be a weekly thing. This week is this going to happen. And the next week I have this person. And the next week I have this. Because I know all these people are super fucking busy. So it's going to be maybe one of these things where it may take a little bit of time to bring somebody on the show. It may take a little bit of time to get somebody on who I want to be on. And have a little show like this. So it may not be once a week. I'd strive for once a week. It's a lot of work to do that once a week. But doing it when you have better quality, I might try to do that here. So it may be a little bit each time. I got the next show lined up already. So that'll be cool. I don't have the third episode yet. But I'm wanting to have, every time there's a video drop, it's fire compared to kind of what it was in season 1, where it was I had somebody, and then I couldn't lock somebody down, but I still had to do a show, so I did one anyways. So it's one of those things. It's all still a work in progress here. So I think that's going to be it. I think that's it. I've been going for 1 hour and 3 minutes. I got a good chunk of everything that I wanted to do or talk about on this show. So that's kind of it. I'm sure that during the week I will have other things that come up to my mind and wanting to share and discuss, opinions about things. I know crazy shit's going on, and of course just life in general. So there may be something that I want to talk about that for the next show. I know I'm not going to tell you who, but I've kind of got it locked in. I don't want to say too much because things could change and then I may have to change plans. But I have an idea for the next show if everything goes smoothly. It's going to involve my Maggie, and she is hopefully, I'm just going to fucking tell you, she is hopefully going to have time enough in her busy schedule to talk about her favorite thing on the fucking planet, which is not me. I know, I might be up there some days and some days I'm not, but her favorite thing on the planet, and she's getting ready to go see these guys here in a couple months, and that is her New Kids on the Block band. I'm sure she has many stuff to share. and to tell about that. She likes this band. It's called New Kids on the Block, and she likes to go see them a lot. So I'm going to try to have her on the show next week, and we can sit there and talk about New Kids on the Block, I guess. She won't shut up about that. Now you get her going, she won't shut up. So, all right, I'm going to wrap this up because I'm getting kind of hungry. I need to eat again. Getting kind of hungry, getting the rumbles. Before I go, we'll do this again. Follow all the stuff here. Boop. You see it. Follow it. Type that in. You shouldn't have any problems finding it on the social media. I don't know how to link it to the video, so you're just going to have to go old school, screenshot this shit, look it up. I don't care, write it down, but go to all of that. So, thank you for joining this segment of The Butler Show. My name is Tom, and I, hopefully, will see you again. Have a good day.